Hi, I'm B,
And I'm Morgan.
and welcome to our podcast, where we talk about the truly random and sometimes unbelievable things that happen in our lives.
Mostly yours.
We'll sit here and try and get a buzz while you listen and judge. Uh, Normal life drama or straight
Trauma. Again, mostly yours.
I gotta keep things interesting.
I know. All episodes include trigger warnings. That does include sarcasm, booze, swearing, sickness, mental health, physical health breakdowns, crash outs, sometimes mentions of blood, vomit, and cheaters.
Actually, I think they touched on
They
for a
touched
hot
that
second.
for
Yeah,
this one?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so today we're gonna talk about D,
And not that kind.
the person, not the object. Well, I mean, I guess it's not an object.
We're gonna go capital D E E, kind of like B, who is B E E.
I was bullied by a cat, much like D into our friendship.
Yes, this is Hoshi.
Um, I can't touch him, so he's stuck here. Anyway, so when I first met her, I met her the way I meet everyone
Bullied? We were not you. Well,
in a briefing.
you bullied
But-
me into friendship.
Not.
You insulted me, therefore bullying.
Oh, okay. I was like, I bullied you. I didn't bully you into a friendship. I was just a bitch.
Okay, whatever. So
Anyway,
good old briefing.
so she would find me on work floor like daily and be like, "Hi, I'm D," and I'm like, "That's nice. Can I help you?" And she's like, "Do you want to be friends?" And I was like, "No, I'm good." And she's like, "Okay." And then to her credit, she would leave me alone the rest of the day. And then the next day, "Hi." I'm like, "Do you need something?" And she's like, "No. Do you want to be friends?" I'm like, "I don't want any friends. Thank you so much."
She clearly wants a friend, needed a friend.
She did.
But
Well, the funny thing is, she was good at making her own friends. She just really was determined to be my friend. And I was like, "I don't like people." And she's like, "Okay." And the next day, "Hi." I'm like, "No, seriously, I don't like people. Like, go away." And she's like, "Okay." She did this for, I don't even know how long. Finally, I snapped and I was like, "If I tell you that we're friends, will you stop whatever this bullshit is?" And she's like, "Uh-huh." And then we became friends. And then somehow we started carpooling together.
what?
Yeah, this is why I'm a kidnap risk. I let my bully pick me up and take me to work every day.
We seriously have to talk about your issues and being kidnapped.
I mean, she was very nice for giving me a ride to work every day. I'm not saying that. Like, her heart was in the right place, but like, I literally got into my bully's car.
Did she at least live near you?
No. So
She went out of her
yeah,
way.
I lived in Aurora and she lived in GTC.
Oh my. D, what in the? You know what?
And then on that carpool, she brought in another friend because she was like collecting us like Pokemon cards.
That's very her. Never mind.
Yeah, and that's how I met my ex, which is funny because on that one of those many carpools, he was talking to us about a girl
Ew.
and whether or not we thought that she was, someone that he should be interested in.
Listen, there are things that your ex should have listened to and things he just didn't.
No,
But this was one of those times.
okay, but to be fair, like none of us knew how she was gonna end up. Like we genuinely liked her in the beginning. And we were in relationship. Like I was dating Daddy's boy, and she had a boyfriend. Like Dee had a boyfriend at the time, so he was the only single carpool guy. So like, we were encouraging. We're like, "Yeah, get that girl. You can do it. Go team." But the irony is not lost on me that like I am partially responsible for that relationship.
Yeah, because I'm just imagining all of you in the car together, knowing all of your personalities, and going,
right?
What happened? What is your life now?
We don't know. Also, he had a habit of stealing my carpool buddies because he stole the carpool buddy I had after that one too.
So instead of stealing cars, he steals carpool buddies.
Yes.
I want to hit him for other reasons. And that's why exes are exes, but like.
Yes. And she hated my current boyfriend at this time, daddy's boy. Like, she loathed him entirely. She was so excited that when we broke up, like, she had plans that day, and she still came over, and I can't stand when we're getting drinks.
I know.
Stickers.
It's our stickers.
Yes.
You keep
Oh,
talking.
shit. Did we say we're drinking mimosas?
No.
We're drinking mimosas.
We just started drinking
Which is
them.
relevant to the story. But anyway, so she used to have mini parties at her apartment, and I'm not saying mini because she didn't have a lot of friends. I'm saying mini because she could only fit so many people into her apartment.
Which, apartments are big.
That's why we decided to move it to my house, because I was still dating daddy's boy and a part of like that old group when we first started the parties. And then obviously that group was no longer invited to the party, but the parties continued.
Yeah, epic parties.
Yeah, when I broke up with daddy's boy, like shortly after that, she ended up breaking with her guy for different reasons. And then she basically moved in. Like, we became attached at the hip. We were definitely trauma bonding from our shitty ass relationships.
I forgot she moved in.
Yeah, like not officially, but like
No, but
we spent so much time together that it just made sense. Like, she spent the night and stuff.
yeah, but I forgot like she was actually because like at that point I was there too.
Yes.
And
Well, and it was, yeah, and she was always there, and people just assumed like she was always there. Robot didn't give a shit. But yeah, well, because I asked him about that. I was like, "Hey, do you like care that she spends all your time here?" And he's like, "The rent is per room, not per person. So like, you figure that out. I don't really care."
Listen, Robot again, wonderful human.
Yes.
We will keep Robot forever.
I wish.
I know.
But yeah, no, and then it was so funny because he like literally didn't care to the point that she got us all into Grey's Anatomy, to the point where we would all be in my little queen size bed with my giant ass TV.
Oh my god.
Watching Grey's Anatomy. And we called it No Pants Grey's Night because we don't have AC in my house. So like we'd get too hot, so we don't feel like me and her in a tank top and our underwear, and him just in his.
Okay, to be fair, your little room is one upstairs. Two is in the sun. It directly, no matter what time of year it is.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that it was No Pants Grace Night. And I think we should reinstate those, but with a different show.
Yes. Yeah. I still watch because I'm committed now, but it's not the same. But yeah, anyway. And then like we started doing, so like before it was casual parties,
Yeah.
and then but like when she moved in, that's when we started implementing the themes. And we would go all out. Like we would pick a theme, we'd research outfits, we'd go down on the guest list who we wanted, if we were inviting repeat people or if we cutting them out of the guest list.
That was always fun.
And why. If you didn't show up to like, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 parties in a row, you were banned
3.
from the guest list.
It was 3 because I had hit 2 parties I couldn't make it to.
Yes, and I literally warned you, and I was like, "Hey, I love you, but just so you know, and this isn't just for you. This is for anyone. If you miss 3 parties in a row, you are no longer on the guest list. Yeah. So you have to be at this next party."
Your guys' party rules were come dressed or the theme. Don't share the address. I know. Because it was never posted right away. It was like that day.
My address online.
No, especially with where we worked with.
And where I live.
Yeah. And then, oh, what was the third? Oh, 3 parties and you're out.
Yeah, because like we get it, things happen. We don't expect you to be at every single party. Yeah. But if you miss 3 in a row, like then I'm sorry.
And like missing,
get your life together.
And like missing was life happened and you're fine. But if
I mean, obviously there was exceptions to that.
Yeah, but like if you were like, yeah, I'm gonna be there, and you never showed up whatsoever, that counted as a miss. So it was like, I'm totally gonna be there. I fucking forgot what time it is and what day it is. There's one. Oops. It's fine. It won't happen again. Oops.
Yeah. Yeah, so she almost got banned from the guest list.
Yeah, and then I started helping plan parties.
Well,
In
yeah.
themes.
Well, and when I say we went all out, we went all out. There was Jello shots, there was cookies for the
Yep.
naughty nice party. that was fun. Um,
The 90s one.
the 90s, like we went
Mm-hmm.
and we had a good time for the most part. Other than the one party,
Only one.
nobody really got sick. Everybody knew their limits. Everybody knew their boundaries.
Everyone knew how they were getting the fuck home.
Yes. I mean, I didn't care if you crashed on the couch, but don't be stupid.
Well, and don't wake her up.
Yeah, that was my only thing. I was like, I don't care what you do, but if you wake me up, heaven help you.
Honestly. Yeah, with you guys all essentially living in the same house, it was easier to just go
Yeah.
back and forth.
Well, because we all cooked, we all cleaned.
Yeah. And you were carpooling, so
That's what I'm saying. Like, we basically lived together.
yeah.
And occasionally we would go. So the reason why she moved in with me versus me going over to hers is because I had the dog. Now, occasionally we would bring Tata to her apartment so that she could get her money's worth. But for the most part, she was at my place because it was just easier because we have a yard, so like we could let Tato outside and
Yeah.
like be free without having to like at her place. She was in her apartment. We had to take for a while.
To be fair, Tato has escaped many a times. And not for a surprise party.
Yes, Tato was an evil genius when he was a baby. I mean, he still is.
But he doesn't care as much now.
Now he's an old man, and he just gets injured and stresses me out in new and creative ways.
Mm. That would be your potato.
Yes. And no, but like we were thick as thieves, and like we did everything together. I mean, honestly, like you couldn't invite one of us to something without expecting the other one to show up.
And it's how it was.
Yeah.
And even at work, because at one point you weren't on like the same area as us.
Mm-hmm.
You went somewhere else. I was like, okay, whatever. And then she went somewhere. I was like, oh, well, now see neither one of what the. I'm bored.
Yes, but when I was on my position, I could float and be whimsical. But
whimsical.
That's why I said it the way that I did. But when she went downstairs with you guys, we like our schedules changed, so we stopped carpooling, which makes sense. And then she started carpooling more with my ex, which again made sense because they were more on a schedule than I was. But that's like when we started to drift, just because like we weren't always like we didn't have the same schedules, we didn't have the same time. Like, we'd make time, but it wasn't as much as it used to be. Like we still did like no pants crazy night and stuff like that, but it wasn't the same. Also, when we first started getting super close, we did champagne nights. And they were infinite. I cannot tell you how many random ass videos there are in her phone. And I think some of them are in mine and other people's phones because they downloaded them of me basically opening champagne bottles like an idiot.
I mean, even now, I give you the champagne to open.
Yeah, it's just habit. We'll have a blooper reel about one that's really funny of me opening it. She's not in that video, but it is a very funny video.
It is such a classic B.
Yes, because I couldn't do it, and then he couldn't do it, so we tried to do it together, and well, you'll see how that turned out.
Well, yeah, because classic.
Oh, so funny. But anyway, and then she started making new friends like with similar interests online, and like they lived in a different state, so like she was talking like she used to move around a lot, so she was like the queen of long distance friendships.
She's also social.
That's what I'm saying. Like she was a social butterfly, so she can keep up with anything. But then she started visiting them. They started visiting her. It was a whole thing. And then I started hanging out with Big Red more because she had her own thing. Mistakes were made, obviously. And then Big Red does what she always does, and she started planning little tiny splits of like, hey, are you guys still friends? And I was like, yeah, why wouldn't we be? And she's like, oh, well, just certain things that she's been saying. And like catty shit like that. And honestly, I didn't put any grain of salt into it until Robot went over there when her New York friends were in town. And that's when he was like, hey, so they made some comments that make me feel like that might have been a thing.
Well, and that's just what Big Red did. Is she did sew in those little tidbits and those
And
little
that's what I'm saying. And it
seeds.
didn't help that I was now getting backup from someone that I actually would trust
Yeah.
if they had said that. And then, I started dating my most recent ex.
I have opinions.
I know. We're not there yet though.
I know. I have many.
And then that didn't help with growing our distance. And then she got a transfer. So she was planning on moving and then Robot died. And I just didn't care about anything anymore. I just went full numb. I was
Yeah.
just I was like, okay, cool. So like we both let the friendship fall. Like we weren't not friends, but we weren't friends, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because you guys weren't talking. You weren't as like close or collective.
It wasn't I wasn't saying anything negative. I was just like, I don't have time.
Yeah.
I don't have time. I don't have energy. I just don't care.
You didn't have energy. You didn't have fucks. You just, for a good while, you just did not exist.
Yeah, I just sat there and I was just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Say whatever you want. I don't.
Yeah.
And not that she was saying stuff, but I just didn't care to follow up.
That's just where it was in the timeline.
And then when me and Big Red stopped being friends, oh my god, she tried to steal her.
What?
Yep, she reached out to D, who no longer lived in the state, and was trying to talk shit about me to her, thinking that we weren't friends anymore and that she would automatically take Big Red's side.
The audacity and
so, ironically, Big Red is part of the reason why we came back. We had a good laugh because she didn't like her to begin with. She only tolerated her because I brought her around. She had no interest in her at all. And it was so funny, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And she's like, okay, so now that you guys aren't friends, can I delete her off of everything? And I was like, yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
Kahak is trying to figure out her life too.
Yeah.
Don't you leave the drinks alone.
And then after that, we had a good heart to heart, and we talked about everything that went down, her side of it, my side of it.
Mm-hmm.
We had a mutual come together. And then when me and my ex broke up, she was actually surprisingly very supportive.
Okay, but the fact that she knew ahead of time that she'd have to make the decision of who to keep and essentially the divorce.
Yeah. But I didn't know that until.
No, but it happens when you're friends with both people, both parties. Oh, who am I gonna keep in the divorce?
Yeah.
Who am I friends with now?
When mutual friends start dating, it's a very traumatic time for their friend group because they're like, you guys either are gonna be together forever, or I'm gonna have to pick one.
And it's not like we have zero experience with any of that in our friend group. Never ever. But hey, she's back now.
She is back now, and we're and she actually said that she thinks that we're stronger for it. And, she's probably right.
Probably.
And I feel like friendships have lulls. We just went through a lull.
Yeah, I think we went through. Ours was a little bit more dramatic, but
yeah, but ours was more of a misunderstanding than yours and mine.
Yeah,
and it was more of a. But what I liked about her is when I was like, "Hey, I heard XYZ," she didn't deny it. She was like, "That's not exactly what I said, but I understand where that came from, and I'm sorry."
I understand how that could have been said.
Yeah, she's like, "Okay, that's not completely true, but it's also not false, so I don't want to lie."
Yeah,
but. I didn't say that. However, I understand how you came to that conclusion.
There is a conclusion. It's just, That's okay, because I only have D.
Yep. But we're good now. We're ready. So next week is going to be a lot of trigger warnings. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Not all of you are going to be able to stomach next week's episode. We are doing a special for Mother's Day on my egg donor, not my mother, the woman that gave birth to me.
And I might throw in some stuff.
Yes.
My mommy and I are great now. We weren't.
I haven't talked to my egg donor since I was 27.
I think it should have been sooner than that, but
Oh, that was only because she reached out. No, I haven't seen her since I was 12.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen her since I was 12. I haven't spoke to her since I was 27.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and we're going to, again, discuss this.
Yeah, that'll be next. We're going to have a lot to unpack with that one.
A lot, and that's why I'm saying the trigger warning list is going to be a lot more extensive, and we understand if you can't sit through that one.
Yeah, go ahead. Skip to the end bit of that one. We'll let you know. I'll put a whole thing in like the beginning for everybody. This is just the end half of. Hey, don't forget, we have several little things that we're doing
Mhm.
in the hive. I'm like, there's not a. We're working on it. Okay, we're working.
One day we will have our intro memorized.
Yeah.
Today is not that day.
No.
Next episode is not that day.
No.
But one day.
One day we'll have that. So at the hive, we have the buzz, the comb, hold my bee, and the swarm. What is each of them? I'm only asking because I keep messing it up every time.
So obviously this is hold my bee. So if you're here, you should know that. Musha Morgan.
Listen, I do all of the editing, the social media.
Morgan is more behind the scenes. She does not like to be the center of attention, as we discussed last episode.
I forget to tag myself in posts that I make with myself in them.
Okay, so the best part about the next little bit of this is that Morgan came up with all of these names on her own and then forgot what they were.
I did. Yeah, like, if it's not written down, I'm going to forget, which is why I'm like...
It was written down. That's fine. Anyway, so the comb is we're going to start reading Reddit stories that are similar to the episodes that we've already produced, and then moving forward, they'll be similar to the episodes that are coming up. We haven't started those yet, so I don't have a timeline for them. As soon as we get the chance, I'm an idiot.
Did you mess them up?
I did what you did.
I love it. I love it.
That is actually the comb, because we're going to comb through Reddit.
Yeah, there it is.
And I don't remember if I said comb or buzz in the beginning, so we're going to say that that's the comb.
Yeah, the comb. Anyway, we're combing through Reddit and we're buzzing through your questions.
Yes, so the buzz is going to be a monthly interactive Twitch stream where we will be playing a game. We decided that the first one's just going to be us doing Sims, where Morgan will have a house pre-created and we'll just be creating our Sims characters while you ask us questions. We don't know how long it's going to be. We haven't picked an exact time frame yet. It really just depends on how interactive you guys are. The first couple will probably not be that long because, again, we don't have very many viewers yet, but as we grow, they'll continue to get longer. Yeah. They'll probably start out as like an hour or two here and there, and then if we get more people who are actually active and asking questions and stuff, we can start doing it as like an all-day thing. Yeah. And that'll be the first Friday of every month. So the first one will be May 1st.
And we'll be changing the game. It just won't always be the same.
No, it won't all be. Normally, it's honestly, if we're being completely honest, it's most likely going to be Phasmophobia every time. Mm-hmm. The Sims is just I'm very double booked. So the Sims is for the first one because I unfortunately have other commitments.
But can be available via our Discord.
Yes.
We do not have a created Discord for everybody.
No, this is...
That sounded like we had... We don't.
We don't. We'll be on Discord. She'll be streaming on the Twitch channel.
But that also means that on our little like Twitch stuff, we will have people monitoring and helping us out so we stay on pace.
Yes, we get very easily distracted.
ADHD's a bitch.
It really is.
And then the swarm is going to be where you can swarm to buy merchandise.
That is also not launched yet. We don't know when we're going to launch it. We need to test the products first. We would never recommend you guys look into purchasing your own products if we don't like them.
Yes, and we're very picky about what we wear and how we wear it. Because like the hoodies, super comfy. Didn't print the way we wanted it to. The tank top,
super cute.
Super cute.
I messed it up. It kind of folds in a little bit, but that's okay.
I messed it up. It's my own fault.
It was our first attempt. Be nice.
We have stickers. We have our honey pot and we have our comb. We're working on it.
We're trying our best, okay?
Yeah. And with that, I know, but you just start. I'm like, cheers.
Until next time.
Till next time.
I'm going to try to lift you. All righty. Let's go here. So, all right, you ready? Very high. I partially picked up brandy, pulling the cork out of his bottle.